If it's Monday night, say yeah. Or it's Ridiculously Raw. Hello, friends. Your ridiculously over good brother Anthony Floyd here with you for another edition of Ridiculously Raw on this Labor Day night. Glad to have you with us. No better way to cap off your Labor Day than this, than going through another awesome and newsworthy edition of Monday Night Raw. And I think we're all trying to recover from what we just witnessed at the end of the show tonight. I mean, Michael Bullock and no, we didn't have a Raw chat tonight, but I know what Bullock's thinking. And you know what I'm thinking. He and I, especially, are going to have fun with the end of the show because yes, our man did it again, and I cannot wait to get into it. But nonetheless, we have some other things we have to get into tonight, and perhaps some interesting things will go down. I mean, especially a couple of Facebook posts from a certain good old panelist who I'll leave it at that. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Monday Night Raw was live tonight from the CenturyLink Center in Omaha, Nebraska, on the USA Network. Booker T back on commentary. Good to see that. And of course, the big news: Corey Graves will be doing double duty, as he'll not only be on Monday Night Raw, but he'll also be replacing JBL on SmackDown Live tomorrow night. So get ready for some Kinshasas and some Shut Up Saxtons. Man, I'm looking forward to that. But let's get into this first. And what's this? We actually started off Raw with a match and not a windbag talking segment? Praise God. All right. And an interesting one. This was one of those Good LMF Facebook posts. He reported this on his Facebook page before the show tonight. John Cena, one-on-one with Jason Jordan. Winner of the match in 11 minutes and 40 seconds. It was John Cena with the AA. Match was slow before the break, but the action and crowd interest picked up down the stretch. Match like this helps Jordan, but the real key to him getting over is improving his promos and the writers developing a character for him that isn't so nice guy bland. Of course, it could all be a setup for or maybe a possible heel turn. But either way, he has yet to connect with the audience in a meaningful way. So that's all I can say on the match. I probably would give the fight about 2.5 stars, maybe at best. So, but then that wasn't all. Roman Reigns shows up, and John Cena and Roman Reigns, another epic promo. Oh boy. This was the segment of the night. It was another entertaining exchange between Reigns and Cena. Granted, a lot of it was basically a recap of what they said last week, and therefore this won't have people buzzing as much as that initial exchange did. But it still made for good television and served as quality hype for the No Mercy match. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say on that. So, solid deliverance. So, it was a solid way to start off the show. I mean, a good way to kill off maybe the first half an hour or so. I mean, you had a solid match with Cena and Jordan. I mean, Cena could have completely buried him, but no, he made Jordan actually look good. And then from there, another epic promo, another verbal exchange between Cena and Roman. Not quite as epic as last week, but it was still epic nonetheless. So my excitement level for the match at No Mercy most definitely is sky high. But then again, it was sky high after last week. So get ready, because I think Cena and Roman's going to steal the show at No Mercy. That's just my thought. So we'll see what happens. So 2.5 stars for the match. And the promo was the segment of the night. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So good LMF, Michael Fletcher, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this. I mean, you reported this on your Facebook before the show.
Yep.
I was like, wow, I can't believe they're actually going with Cena and Jordan, let alone to kick off Monday Night Raw instead of a windbag talking segment. But we got it anyway. So the match was solid, but Cena and Roman, man. Oh, man.
All right. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, and I might get some whats. I might get some people threatening me to go into the woodshed and the whole 9 yards, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to tell it like it is, and I'm going to be real about it. I'm always going to keep it 100. The match was good. I liked Cena versus Jordan. I thought that was a solid fight. Well done. Amazing. I kind of felt like this was kind of repetitive. And as much as it was awesome last week, where that was not only segment of the night, but segment of the year, I kind of rolled my eyes on this, saying, you really had to go down the well again with another talking segment between Roman and Cena. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understood what Roman did. I liked what he did. I liked that he actually presented himself a lot more better than he did last week. And Cena was Cena. Cena was as good, throwing the bars at him, throwing the haymakers. I liked it, but it didn't have the same stinging qualities or the effects of it like it did a week ago. Because when they did it a week ago, that was epic. That was unbelievable. That was, oh my God, shut up and take my money type thing. This time around, it's like, you guys basically try to go for it again, do another epic moment, and you didn't need to do this because I was already intrigued and enthralled. Normally in wrestling, a lot of the times you go to the well one too many times and it gets repetitive and gets tiring and gets to the point of go away. Now, I'm already all in on Cena versus Roman. You got me about a week ago. Now, if Roman's like, all right, Cena, you took 20 minutes to beat this guy. I can do it better. I can do it faster. Throw me any guy from the locker room. Let me fight him and let me show you how a real man gets it done. And then have Roman Reigns have a match. And if it goes less than that, then Roman is correct. If Roman goes the same amount as Cena does, about 20 minutes or so, then it's an equal. If it goes longer than 20, then I would say, all right, Roman, I call you bluff. That would have been more meaningful, more better, more impactful than having a elongated 10-minute promo segment that kind of in a way we really didn't need. Because honestly, do we really need to hear Roman Reigns cut another promo, folks? I don't think so. No. Do we need Super Cena to try to shred Roman again? I don't think so. No. Now, if they did that, if they would have thrown that theory out for me, I would have been a lot more better. Actually, let me do one better. How about next week? Roman, you're so adamant about doing that. Two things I would suggest. Number one, have Roman Reigns fight Jason Jordan, and let's see if Roman beats Jordan quicker. Or let them do a beat the clock challenge. Cena picks an opponent for Roman. Roman picks an opponent for Cena, and let bygones be bygones, and let that play out. 2 stars for the fight. Nothing more to say. Mike Bullock, I give it to you.
Wow, definitely Michael Fletcher certainly brought it here. So, yeah, as far as the match goes, I'm going to give it 2.5 stars. I mean, yeah, I thought Cena made Jason Jordan look really good in this match. I mean, it was good for what it was, and yeah, another solid promo by Cena and Reigns when Reigns came out. I mean, obviously jabbing at each other again. Certainly not like last week, where the gloves really came off when the two really threw verbal jabs at each other. And yeah, I mean, yeah, and the things that Fletcher just mentioned, I mean, very interesting. I mean, I think that's what they should do next week on Monday Night Raw as well. I mean, maybe have Roman Reigns against Jason Jordan and see if Roman Reigns can beat him in less time, the same amount of time, or even more than that. So that would be very interesting if they were to do that. But obviously, WWE is not going to listen to us. But it is what it is. So 2.5 stars on the match. Twisted Angel, Dee Dee Woodson, come on in. Give us your thoughts on the match, and Cena and Reigns basically throwing verbal jabs at each other again.
Okay, the match, I'll give it 2 stars. I did like, the fact that Jordan pulled out his amateur style stuff there at the beginning. It did kind of throw Cena off a little bit, but as for the promo, I kind of back Fletch up. I mean, it's, last week was the epic promo, and then here you have this week they weren't able to back it up, and they gave you the same crap as what they gave, the first night. So, promo, match, pretty good. Not much more I have to say about it. And guys, I can't read the chat box because I'm mobile due to my net down. So let's move on.
Okay. Let's what the Ridiculously Raw, of course, without cutouts, and we do have a cutout here. Tag team match: Sheamus and Cesaro against Rhino and Heath Slater. Sheamus and Cesaro win it in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. No rating to a dud. I'm not going to go into much detail on that. It was basically a showcase for Sheamus and Cesaro. That was really it. But let's move on to the match that was promoted a week in advance. This we knew about in advance. You remember Jeff Hardy last week won a Battle Royale to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. And he got his opportunity against The Miz here tonight, and that's what we're going to get into right here and now. Winner of the match in 13 minutes and 5 seconds, and still the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. It was The Miz, and he won it cleanly, believe it or not. What happened here was Miz Taraj and Matt Hardy were thrown out were ejected from the ring by referee Derek Moore, and it allowed us to have a clean finish for once. So that's all I can say there. Miz retains the title. You got to believe he's going to be defending it at No Mercy against somebody because it says to be announced. So with that being said, MF, your thoughts on The Miz successfully defending against Tio Nero here tonight?
Yo, this was an amazing fight, man. I mean, if there was one thing we preach about, and that is the fact that we want the Intercontinental title and the United States Heavyweight Championship to be legitimate, they legitimized the IC title here tonight. I mean, this was an amazing match. I could even call it one of the fights of the night, if not the fight of the night. I thought this was amazing. This was at least 3.5 stars for me. Jeff Hardy, absolutely amazing. Definitely had it. He gave Miz all he got. I thought Jeff won the title at one point in the fight. And the thing is, I love the fact that they threw out the Miz Taraj. Matt Hardy had to go. That's fine. And the thing was, I was a little worried about Maryse, because Maryse, you never know with her. She could always interfere in the fight and everything else. And technically, I don't want to say she did, because all she just did was touch her husband's arm saying, hey, wake up, the Swanton's coming. And Miz was able to move out of the way. But that was only a brief distraction. It did not affect the overall outcome of the fight, which is even better. And Miz actually got a clean 1-2-3. That is a legitimized victory in my eyes, and it actually raises the bar for me and it actually raises the bar for me and gives me the credit and the respect. And now I am actually a little more sold on The Miz here tonight than ever before because of that victory. So for me, well done, great match. Nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it 3.5 stars as well. I mean, this was an amazing match here. I mean, I did like the move of basically with the referee basically banning. Throwing out Matt Hardy and the Miz Taraj. So that way even though Maurice was at ringside, she only was basically telling her husband that the Swanton was coming, but that was pretty much it. So this was basically a clean victory for the Miz, and yeah, I mean, it definitely legitimized the Intercontinental Championship here tonight. So yeah, so what's next up for the Miz now, and who's going to at No Mercy for the Intercontinental Championship? We'll just have to wait and find out. So 3.5 stars is my Woodson. I give it to you.
Yeah, I'll agree. 3.5 stars. It did end up being a good match, clean finish. A lot more, with the interview before the match, a lot more the Broken Hardy gimmick here. But I don't know if you all also read the Twitter post that the guys' wives have been doing. Apparently, USA is making them go live for the holidays. So I think Rebby put up the Grinch and said Christmas is ruined. So that's something coming up as well. But yeah, I'll give the match 3 stars, and very good. So not much more I had to say about it. Boy, cheers.
I probably would have to say the fight of the night. I mean, 3.5 stars. This was an amazing Intercontinental Championship match. I mean, definitely had the element of Shakespearean drama in there, no doubt about it. I mean, solid throughout, and some good near falls, and having this as a fair one-on-one match, even though you had Maurice out there. I mean, that was definitely the right call. They should have had him banned from ringside altogether, honestly, but you obviously wanted to showcase the shenanigans, and I can understand that. But thankfully, it didn't ruin the bout, and Miz won with a nice counter, with getting that skull-crushing finale in there out of nowhere and getting the win. And champion remains champion. And what Didi Woodson's talking about is that it was announced today that Monday Night Raw is going to be airing live on Christmas night and New Year's night as well. So Christmas, December 25th of this year, and then the first night of 2018, we're going to be live on Monday Night Raw. I'm sure we're not going to be, but
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I know in the past, WWE Raw was live on New Year's night or on January 1st. I know that has happened before, but never, ever have I ever remember a WWE event airing live on Christmas Day. And I hate this, and I'm with Didi Woodson. I'm appalled. I am ashamed. I am absolutely outraged at WWE for pulling this to happen. But I know they're trying to, because that'll be right around the time of the Royal Rumble. I know that's going to be promotion for the Rumble event, but come on, guys. I mean, look.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. I mean, do you really think anybody's going to want to be out and about is going to be wanting to go to a WWE live event on Christmas Day or New Year's Day as well?
Well, New Year's Day is a little different. New Year's Day, a lot of the times I have to work, on New Year's Day. I don't know about you guys, if you guys have ever worked on New Year's Day, but
New Year's Day is different, but Christmas Day?
But Christmas Day, come on. I mean, that is beyond pointless, unnecessary, unacceptable, even in our standards. This 2 days in the whole year you should not be working. Thanksgiving
I agree.
and Christmas. I mean, any other day, maybe even Easter. I'll make even an exception for that, because Easter is such a holy day. You know, in Bible, it doesn't matter what faith you are. On Christmas, on Easter is the day when Jesus died and basically sacrificed himself on the cross and everything else. Christmas Day is the day where Jesus was born, where Christ was born. And for those 2 days, that should be absolute shutdown. You know, the whole world should be shut down on those 2 days. Thanksgiving? Are you kidding me? That's one of the most religious days for all of us, because that's for family. That's for everybody who, you know, for the family who is here with us, alive and well, and those who are no longer with us, who has passed away. And to honor them and be thankful for everything that we get in this world. Those are the days where I agree that I believe there should be time off. Like, that should not be touched at all, at least in my eyes. I don't know about what you guys feel about it, but
yeah,
that's just me personally.
But yeah, I mean, having a live show on Christmas Day. I mean, you really think anybody's gonna want to show up at a live event, especially Monday Night Raw on Christmas Day? Hell no.
Well, unless it's a nice Christmas gift. And I know that's a little bit distasteful, Mike. You should be ashamed of yourself. But you know there's going to be people out there that's going to be thinking in the back of their heads, you know what? It's a WWE event. It's on the night. It's not like it's during the day. But, you know, and the thing is that I know there's some people. Go ahead, Bullock. Go ahead.
But the thing is, I mean, there are some people who have like Christmas parties to go to at night. I mean,
very true.
I mean, like myself. I mean, I usually go somewhere during Christmas night.
Well, and here's the way I'm gonna go with this. And I heard somebody on Facebook, and they garnered a lot of heat for this. A lot of heat. They're like, well, the NBA plays on Christmas Day. You know, NFL is going to do something on that day. They're like, this is entertainment. They're sports entertainers. Suck it up and perform. Because doctors, nurses, anybody in the medical field, they got to continue regardless of their jobs. It's 24/7. So just like WWE, you shouldn't shut down for that day, and you should perform accordingly. Now, obviously, this caused a lot of ruckus on Facebook. Like, a lot of people went after this person for those comments. But this is not me. I'm not going to be that guy. I'm just going to leave it as is.
All right. Fair enough. So, but I just wanted to clarify what was going on. So, St. Louis, Missouri, Scott Trade Center. Merry Christmas. That's all I'm going to say. So, that's where the Raw will be on Christmas night. It'll be in St. Louis at the Scott Trade Center. So, a week after we get it here in Providence, because we'll be here in Providence on December 18th, and I'm hoping that we can all go this time around, and including me. And I'm hoping we can get seats near the stage announce table. That's my goal, but we'll see what happens. But
I'm definitely in for that one.
Yep, and MF already is too, and I'm gonna do my darndest to make sure I get in on it as well. So I'm not missing it this time. Last time I let that one go. This time around, So that being said, let's just get back into the action here. We could get into all that good stuff in the future, but if we do that, we'll be here all night, and we don't have that kind of time. So let's move on. Miz and Hardy. Okay. All right. Then we have another cutout here. 6-man tag team match. This was basically a return match from last week's 205 Live. It was Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, and Noam Dar squaring off against Enzo Amore, Cedric Alexander, and Grand Metalik. Babyface team, Amore, Alexander, and Metalik win the match in 5 minutes. I'm not even going to bother with this. I mean, I'm not going to have you guys get into this. I'll just give you my 2 cents on it. I'll give it 1.5 stars for the effort. I mean, it was just like last week's 205 Live. No one likes Enzo. He's not good, and he has to cheat to win to have any chance. Nice to see some reality-based booking. The match basically existed. But there is an announcement coming up. Tomorrow night on 205 Live, there's going to be a fatal 5-way elimination matchup. Enzo Amore. I know Kendrick's going to be in it. D. Brian Kendrick. I believe Dar, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak. I gotta look up the participants, but I do know there will be a 5-way elimination match tomorrow night on 205 Live, and the winner of that match will face Adrian Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship at No Mercy. So that's the big announcement coming out of that, and I'm just trying to find the participants. So it'll be the Brian Kendrick, Tony Nese, Enzo Amore, Grand Metalik, and Cedric Alexander. Winner of that match will face Adrian Neville for the Cruiserweight Championship at No Mercy. So with that being said, let's move on. Then we had a promo segment here. I guess we could consider this a cutout as well. It's not often I say anything with Finn Balor is a cutout, but this time around, I'm afraid it is. I mean, Finn Balor cuts a fine promo, but then he gets interrupted by Bray Wyatt, another one of his woohoo promos and the whole 9 yards. And we're going to get these two again at No Mercy. I mean, SummerSlam, honestly. I mean, if anything else, Finn Balor should be in the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship picture, if I'm being real honest with you. He should be the next in line to challenge Miz. That's just how I personally feel about it. I mean, you want to promote him as one of the next. He's been Universal Champion, the very first one, and I think, in all honesty, he deserves an opportunity at the Intercontinental Championship, not another ho-hum match with Bray Wyatt. So, I mean, it was a flat exchange. I mean, Wyatt's promos, they're thoughtful, yet they mean nothing because his character has failed to back up his words so many times that there's no reason for any of us to take anything he says to heart. So I am just going to leave it at that. I love and respect these guys way too much. I'm not even gonna waste their time on this. But there was something on Facebook that interested me. This was the other little Facebook post that MF posted on his Facebook earlier this evening. MF said something about Bray Wyatt. I guess Bray Wyatt said something that would make Didi Woodson go nuts, I guess. I don't know what the story is on that. I mean,
he went the God aspect again, Florio. He went the God aspect again.
Okay.
Okay, then.
Yeah, that's exactly what MF as to what was said that would make MF post that on his Facebook status. And he said, "Oh no, Bray, why did you do that? Now Didi Woodson is about to unleash on us tonight." Well, we're not going to have that because terrible. That's why. And whenever we have terrible matches or segments, we call them cutouts. So we're going to cut this. So save your breath, Didi Woodson. We're not going to have you go on any...
so if Didi Woodson had any thoughts of going off, not going to happen tonight.
No, not tonight.
Didn't plan on it anyway.
Oh, good. Okay. But now you heard the story. So another meh promo exchange. So I'm not gonna waste any time on that. Mercy. They will go at it again. And why, I don't know. The SummerSlam match should have been the blow-off, honestly, especially with the whole demon aspect. So, oh, Finn, you deserve better, brother. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's get into this.
This is just another example of WWE creative when it comes to former NXT guys.
Yeah, that's true. But let's move on to what I call a strange bedfellows women's tag team match. The Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss, had to team up with Sasha Banks. And we know the real life animosity between these two, especially on social media. They had to team up against another strange bedfellows tag team, Nia Jax and Emma, because they had a backstage segment with Kurt Angle and they were basically going at it. And Kurt came up with the idea. It was basically, it reminded me so much of those, what they used to call Mike Adamle originals. And here's an interesting concept here. At No Mercy, Alexa Bliss will defend the Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks one more time. Sasha invoked the rematch clause. Four-way for the Raw Women's Championship. So let's find out. Is it staying one-on-one or is it going to be a four-way? The winners of the match in approximately 8 minutes and 50 seconds. It's Nia Jax and Emma. We're getting a four-way at No Mercy. Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, and Emma. They will all meet in a four-way at No Mercy for the Raw Women's Championship. Michael Bowick, we started off with you. Wow. We go from a one-on-one to now a fatal four-way for the Raw Women's Championship. How about it?
Boy, I mean, what can you say about it? I mean, I'm going to give it about maybe 1.5 to 2 stars on the effort on this match, but yeah, now we're getting a four-way. I mean, we knew Nia Jax was going to get added to this, but never have I would have thought that. But never have I thought that they would actually put Emma in there, and all I can say is I'm damn happy about it that Emma got added to it. I mean, yeah, but either way, I'm gonna you know how I made a statement when it came to Braun Strowman becoming the Universal Champion. Well, I'm gonna make a bold prediction right here and now. I think this is the night at No Mercy where Nia Jax will finally get her moment and become the new Raw Women's Champion. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know how you guys feel. So, 1.5 to 2 stars on the match. So, Dee Woodson, your thoughts on this? And we're getting a four-way.
Yeah, we're getting a four-way. Very interesting how this match went down. I'm going to give it 2 stars. Even in the end, Nia was not happy that Emma stole the pin. So she provided us a nice little finisher on Emma at the end. But yeah, I'll agree. I think this is definitely time that Nia Jax will finally get the title. So not much more I have to say about it. Florio, what's yours?
I'm going to give this between 2.5 and 2 3/4 stars. That's my rating for this. The recent trend of WWE booking multi-person matches continues. The match was perfectly solid, and at least it's a fresh match. I mean, we could have easily had Bliss and Banks one-on-one one more time, but now we're throwing not just Nia Jax. I mean, we're not surprised Nia Jax is being thrown in, but Emma now gets her opportunity. And I know Michael Bowick is thinking about Nia Jax possibly becoming the Raw Women's Champion. What if they hashtag actually give Emma a chance and they actually put the title on her? You can't rule that out. I mean, I know Nia Jax is obviously going to be the favorite going into it, but who's to say they might not be grooming Emma for a championship run? I think she's more than capable of it. Wouldn't surprise me, but I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, they could keep the title on Bliss, but then again, with the way they've been hot potato booking the Raw Women's Championship, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new champion in the City of Angels in a few weeks. I mean, just if they put it on Sasha again, you know they're gonna take it right off her. And of course, Sasha vented her frustrations in a dirt sheet that I read. Apparently, she vented her frustrations about the way creative has been booking her. She has not been happy with the way they've been booking her at all, and I can't say I blame her. I mean, to have the title for only a few times, I mean, you win it like, what, 3-4 times, and each and every time, first defense, bam. So we'll see what happens with that. Nia Jax, the unstoppable she-monster. And, yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, obviously the odds-on favorite, but Emma, especially with all this stuff on social media, I mean, hashtag give Emma a chance. I mean, my gut's telling me Nia, but I don't know why, but my heart's telling me Emma. I don't know. We got a few weeks to think about it. So, but all I know is it was a solid match for what it was. Good action throughout, and I can't complain. So I'm going to give it 2.5 to 2 3/4 stars. So, MF, we got a 4-way, and I know how much you love Emma, and I'm sure you got to be more than thrilled that Emma's actually getting her first ever opportunity for the Women's Championship on the main roster.
Yes, I'm glad that she's getting an opportunity on the main roster. Yes, I'm going to give it about 2.5 stars, and no doubt about it, what's going to happen is going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be, you know, the whole 9 yards. And it's going to be a match and a battle and a war, and it's going to be something else. But the thing is that as much as I'm excited for that, I got this sick feeling that they're not going to pull the trigger. I don't know why. In the past, WWE has made an effort to make it amazing, to make it good, and I like to see a fresh face. But lately, they've been prisoners of the moment, either giving it to Sasha, giving it to Alexa, and hold down people like Emma, people like Nia. Because let's be realistic, Nia Jax should have been an NXT Women's Champion and never was. Because what was the reason why? They were always honoring. They were always respectfully. They were always giving the opportunities to give the belt to Bayley. And it was always a carousel. And the thing was, the titles only went around to the quote-unquote 4 horsewomen. Charlotte, Bayley, and Charlotte, Bayley, and Sasha were dominating the WWE, ruling it for a number of months. Now, of course, in WWE, you had Nikki Bella and the Bella thing, and you know she became the longest-running Divas champion ever. And then Charlotte took the belt, ran with that for a long time. Sasha, Charlotte, Sasha, Charlotte. Sasha again, I think, had it. Then that's when they split the belts off. Who is the first champion on SmackDown Live? Becky Lynch, another member of the 4 Horsewomen. Then finally that trend got broken when they established Alexa. as the new champion. Now, SmackDown Live has done even better than the Raw women when it comes to their championships, because at least we had the nerve to pull the trigger on Naomi, and just recently we pulled the trigger and gave Natalya the SmackDown Women's Champion, and we will have another first-timer very soon when Carmella, the day she cashes in the Money in the Bank, and I truly believe she will become SmackDown Women's Champion. We're on Monday Night Raw right now. There's only been 3 women recently who's held that title. Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Alexa Bliss. When in the hell is somebody else going to get the golden opportunity, the golden ticket? Now, I hope Nia or Emma breaks that streak, breaks that trend, and becomes the champion. But who are we kidding? This is Monday Night freaking Raw we're talking. Bucktooth Bieber, Kevin Dunn, and Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You honestly think for 1 second that they're going to pull the trigger and let the lady who established the Women's Revolution on NXT in Emma, the beauty Aussie from Sydney, Australia? Or are we going to get that monster, that badass named Nia Jax? Will she ever get it? We've been dying to see Nia win the belt for a little while now. For a little while we've been wanting her. Emma has just been recently gotten the push because thanks to social media, thanks to her Twitter followers, thanks to them around and realizing she does have actual talent, and don't make her as a glorified joke. So I don't know. My heart wants Emma to win this belt. My head thinks that it's gonna be Nia Jax. But let's be realistic. Truly be realistic. It's gonna be Alexa Bliss coming out of this still the Raw Women's Champion, because they have no faith in what real women's wrestling is all about. That's good. I hope I'm wrong. I certainly pray that I'm wrong. But if I'm right, you better watch out, because I will unload on Monday Night Raw, and justifiably so. So, Red Team, Raw, you just been put on notice tonight. Nothing more to say. I'm done.
And I totally agree with everything Michael Fletcher said. I mean, when are we going to see people like Nia Jax or Emma get this opportunity? I mean, he brings up a damn good point, and I really hope one of those two win it, because if it's Alexa or Sasha winning it, I agree. I'm going to go off with Fletcher as well. And Florio, you being the red teamer that you are, you better not defend this, because if you do,
I'm not defending this.
Florio, I'm just warning you. If you try to defend this, Fletcher and I are coming after you.
I deserve it.
Well, I would not go after Anthony Florio. Come on. I mean, Florio is just, he's just, yes, he bleeds Team Red, but I'm not gonna go after him. Now, if you want to put him on your list of bullet, be my guest. I mean, I know Floyo's been on that list before, So, I mean, if he ends up on that list, and Florio, I'm sorry, I love you like a brother, but if Bullock is going to overrule me on this one, he's got the mighty pen, and that pen is like a sword. I'm not getting myself.
I got the mighty pen with me, and I got it ready.
Yes. So and like they say, the pen is mightier than the sword, and unfortunately, Florio, I do not want to get impaled by Mike Bullock's pen. So if he decides to put somebody on the list, I'm jumping away, man. I am not going down that road. I'm crazy. I'm not
Florio,
stupid.
I'm putting you on that list.
I'm crazy. I'm not stupid.
Oh, Lord help me. Lord.
Yeah, it's not just you, Florio. It's also Dee Woodson as well. Anybody who tries to do this, I'm putting them on the list.
Oh, trust me. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to watch it yet or not because I don't know what my hours are going to be, but heck, I'm not going to go off on Florio, but I'll go off on Raw. That's for darn sure because you know how I am with these ladies. They deserve all the respect they can get. They don't deserve BS.
I mean, heck, this is why you got the freaking Mae Young Classic going on right now.
It's been amazing. It has been amazing. I've seen all 4 shows.
And
all 4 shows again this week.
If any one of them decide to join Team Red, Kevin Bucktooth Beaver Dunn and Vincent Kennedy McMahon better not try to disrespect any of those women that worked their ass off in this tournament and bury them.
Callie feels the same way.
Yep. She actually watched part of Raw tonight, so.
Hey, baby, I see you.
I think Callie must feel the same way like I do, and Fletcher.
Oh yeah.
We all do. We all do. Give women a chance. Give Emma a chance. Give Nia a chance. That's all there is to say on that. I agree with everything you guys just said. That's all there is to it. Yes, I am a Raw guy. I will admit it. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But come on, goodness gracious. I mean, SmackDown Live just put their women's championship on Natalya, for goodness sakes, after 6 long years. So, come on, WWE, do the right thing. Give it to Nia or Emma. I don't care. Either one of them is fine with us. So, that's all I can say. And if that happens, and if they keep going the safe and predictable route with Alexa and or Sasha, well, I'm going to join you guys on that rant. Believe me, I will. I'm not just saying that to save my own hide. I mean that. Because the women on Raw deserve better. I mean, Alexa, Sasha. No, we're sick of it. Let's get somebody else. Nia, Emma, either one, fine. Or a certain Empress of Tomorrow who's supposedly coming at the TLC pay-per-view in October. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I mean, this is a message to you, Kevin Bucktooth Beaver Dunn and Vince McMahon. I mean, these women, they work their ass off, especially in NXT, just to get to this roster. And then for you to bring out the freaking golden shovel and bury them, that freaking pisses me off.
Breaking Ground. Hello, Breaking Ground. Watch that awesome series on the network.
But you know those two don't give a damn about it. All they care about is what they freaking want. What they freaking want. They don't care about what we want. They don't care about what those other women on Raw, or even SmackDown Live for that matter. They don't care about what they want. All they want is about what they want.
Oh, yeah. McMahon.
They don't have the nerve or the balls to step up and say, "Oh, let's give this belt to Nia Jax. Let's give it to Emma, or let's give it to someone else who deserves it."
Ugh. Can we just move on here? That's all I can say. So
yeah, just move on before I really explode.
You already have. Well, you already have. All right. Let's get into something more relevant here. We had the Raw Tag Team Champions, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, squaring off against the Good Brothers, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Dean Ambrose win the match, 11 minutes and 50 seconds. I just want to make sure I have the correct time of the fall here. Was it 11:50? I want to say it was 11:50. Well, between 11 minutes and 50 seconds to 12 minutes and 25 seconds. That's more like it. But nonetheless, Ambrose and Rollins go over, and it was announced that at No Mercy, Ambrose and Rollins will defend the Raw Tag Team Championship in a return match from SummerSlam against the former champions Cesaro and Sheamus. So Didi Woodson, you thought they stole the show at SummerSlam. I got a feeling they could steal the show again, the City of Angels, next month.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Yeah, I gave the match tonight 2 stars because even despite Cesaro and Sheamus interfering, Rollins and Ambrose still pulled it off. They still managed to pick up the win tonight. I mean, it was an all right match, but for what it was worth. But it makes you wonder, how these 3 teams are going to come out at the pay-per-view. I mean, are we going to have the Anderson and Gallows coming out and interfering in the title match? Because it's certainly kind of setting up that way with Sheamus and Cesaro, butting in this match. I know it had a lot to do with storyline with them getting ready for the pay-per-view and stuff, but I mean, I think Vince and Dunn need to reevaluate here and stop with so much interference because, for one, it kind of ruins the match. I mean, how many people really want to see a match where somebody's going to jump in the middle of it? I mean, you really want to see these 2 guys go at it, or 4 guys in this case go at it, without someone else jumping in and putting in their 2 cents. I mean, it gets a bit old after a while. I mean, it would be like your schoolhouse bully not being able to handle the whole fight by himself without calling in his good buddy over here and his other good buddy over there, and ended up having 6-on-1 type situation. Or in this case, it'll be all almost every man for himself, because you'll have these 2 butting in because they don't like either team. So, I mean, not much more I have to say about it. I'll get off my high horse now. So, Floria, what's yours?
2 3/4 to 3 stars is my rating for this match here. I mean, what was I gonna say? Pretty good match overall, with Anderson and Gallows getting to work a full match instead of a 3 to 4 minute squash. And the match also furthered the feud between Sheamus and Cesaro and Ambrose and Rollins. Not a bad match / segment overall. So, yeah, another one of my top fights of the night for sure. Far and away better than that Sheamus and Cesaro showcase against Slater and Rhino. This was far and away better, even though it came at the expense of the Good Brothers again. And, it's so much for taking these guys seriously anytime soon, now that they were beaten by the champions and then manhandled by Sheamus and Cesaro after that. So, not looking too good for the Good Brothers as they continue to be in that middle of the road kind of deal. So, but nonetheless, Ambrose and Rollins, Sheamus and Cesaro one more time at No Mercy in the City of Angels. That now gives us 3 huge. We got a triple main event coming. We got Lesnar and Strowman, Universal Championship. That's going to be epic. Cena and Roman. That's going to be epic. And now you throw in this return match from SummerSlam. And you thought the SummerSlam match was good. What's the rematch going to be like in the City of Angels? That's all I can say. So 2 3/4 to 3 stars. MF, your thoughts on all of this?
2 3/4 is my rating for the fight. I thought this was a solid match. Was I hoping for something a little better? In a way I was, but I mean, it was solid. Everything was brought together. It was a good matchup. It was a good story. But I am with Didi Woodson about her saying, all the interference and everything else, and something has to be done over that. And I agree. I mean, that's kind of one thing that you kind of don't really like. I'd like to see a clean finish. Whenever any fight ends in a clean finish, it elevates everybody. Look at The Miz and Jeff Hardy tonight. I thought they got elevated. Cena and Jason Jordan, they were elevated because that was clean finishes. We'll talk about the main event later on tonight because that was a clean ending. And there was really nothing more to say about it. Whenever you get these backdoor endings or these kind of iffy finishes, it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth. And it leaves us to wonder what the is going on. So give us, those clean endings and we're going to be pleased. We're going to be happy. But other than that, nothing more to say, Mike Bullock. It's on to you.
Yeah, I'm going to give it about 2 3/4 to 3 stars as my rating on the match. I mean, it was a good match for what it was. So, yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much touched on everything. So let's just get to the main event.
This is what Michael Bullock and I have been waiting for. Oh, Bullock, we're going to have some fun now.
Oh, yeah.
Steel cage match. World's largest athlete, The Big Show. Squaring off against Mr. Bullock, our man, the monster among men. Braun Strowman. And the winner, and I'll tell you right now, we don't need to cue Gorilla Monsoon. We were hoping the ring was going to be reinforced. Oh, it was reinforced, all right. It was doubly reinforced for this match, and they even had referee John Cone in a backstage interview with my girl Charlie Caruso. Hey now, but anywho, winner of the match, 16 minutes and 55 seconds. Of course, it's Braun Strowman. Duh. He did it again. And, well, normally I would say, okay, I'll end it here, but no. Oh, there's more. Yeah, Strowman wins the match, with the power slam and the whole 9 yards. But Braun Strowman shows why he was the monster among men. He picked up Big Show again. We thought he was going to maybe do another power slam. But no, he throws him like a lawn dart into the steel cage, and one of the sides of the cage breaks. He put him through the cage. Literally. Oh. Good. Bullock, you'll have your say in a minute. I started off here. Oh, my. Fight of the night. 3.5 to 4 stars. I think that Big Show really needs to get some appreciation for the evolution of Braun Strowman. He worked with him a lot on the road to get him ready to take over as the new giant in WWE and has had good matches with him on TV, putting him over big time. This cage match was a very good be a man hoss fight. Nothing fancy, just two beasts trying to hurt each other in a brutal looking match. Show did everything he could to make Strowman look great ahead of his Universal title match with Lesnar. Strowman delivered again and not only win, but seemingly put the old giant out to pasture. And strong effort from both men. They worked hard, and while they were moving very slowly by the end, it was so fun to see these two super heavyweights go at it again. Major props to Big Show for performing a top rope elbow drop like Shawn Michaels, for goodness sakes, and taking that big bump through the cage panel afterward. That's how you end the show. That's how you end a solid and newsworthy Monday Night Raw once again tonight. 3.5 to 4 stars. Fight of the night. Be a man hoss fight. Nothing we love more here on Ridiculously Raw, especially one good old MF Michael Fletcher, who loves be a man hoss fights more than anybody, and I'm sure he loved this cage match. Ain't that right, MF?
You can't get any better than that. I mean, you cannot get any better than that fight. That was amazing. I was blown away. And the thing is, I love the fact that they did that double, triple, bring everything to the forefront. And I kind of was wondering, certain areas, you get into those certain points, and that elbow drop off the top, holy cow, man. And I think Booker said it. The last time he ever did a move like that, it's been ages since he did that. You know, it would have been more epic if he would have done like a missile drop kick off the top. Now, I would have marked like a nut if he did that. If you remember back in the old WCW days, Big Show used to do a drop kick off the top rope. You don't see it nowadays because, I mean, Big Show's up there in age. But that was amazing in the whole 9 yards. And I loved that breaking of the cage. That was perfectly constructed, nicely done. The cage went as beautifully as it could. Very reminiscent of ECW when Bobby Lashley went through the cage and was able to knock out Umaga, if you remember that, way back when. And that was an epic moment in wrestling history. This one will definitely be another epic moment in wrestling history. They actually did this very well, beautifully done. I got nothing bad to say about it. Yes, 3 to 3.5 stars. You could easily call this fight of the night status. Nothing more to say, Michael Bullock. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 3.5 to 4 stars, and this is my fight of the night. You can't say anything else. I mean, those two certainly left it all in the ring, and I gotta say, I gotta agree with. I mean, that Big Show is the reason for the evolution of Braun Strowman. I mean, Braun Strowman has looked unstoppable, and you continue wanting to make him look good for his match with Brock Lesnar. And you know what? I'm going to go on a big time. I'm going to make a statement here, and I'm going to make it clear right now. Yes, I've already said that Braun Strowman is going to walk out the Universal Champion. But Big Show, you're no longer the largest athlete in the world. That, to me, that honor belongs to Braun Strowman. I mean, you've seen what this man has done on Monday Night Raw. All the carnage he's done. And you know what? I'll even go as far as to say he's now the new strongest athlete in the world. I mean, you see him pick up Big Show easily. I mean, he picked him up like he was a freaking cruiserweight, for goodness sakes. So, yeah, so not only is Braun Strowman going to be the new Universal Champion, but he is, to me, the new largest athlete in the world and the world's strongest man. Roar! D.D. Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, this was definitely the fight of the night. Definitely, big man versus big man. Test of strength between both of them, and definitely Braun came out on top. I'm not going to give, I'm not going to say Big Show didn't do his part as well. I mean, he definitely gave, a fight that you would expect from a big guy, just taking him one step at another, and, the big drop elbow and climbing to the top 2 or 3 times. I mean, wow. I mean, this is stuff you wouldn't think a big guy like him could do, but he did. He did all this, and thank God the ring was reinforced twice over, because they definitely needed it the way that match went. So yeah, I'm going to agree with the rating. Have nothing negative to say about it. Definitely a good way to, build Braun up even more leading up to the pay-per-view. So I'll toss it back to you, Florio.
All right, it's time now for our overall review of Monday Night Raw. MF obviously left his mic off because he knew he was going to be starting off here since I led off on the main event. So MF, this Labor Day edition of Monday Night Raw, good, in the middle, bad? How was it?
This was good. Definitely good. A few websites are giving this about a B plus, B level. I agree with that. I think that is the fair rating. I'm gonna give this 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I thought this was a very good Monday Night Raw. Yes, this was a couple of moments where you kind of cringe a little bit, but all in all, with rants aside, I thought they did a really good job. They handled their business. They did what they needed to do. Very good storyline progression on all the fronts. Jason Jordan and Cena, solid fight, nothing too spectacular. Yes, I know the post fight segment between him and Roman Reigns was really good, and I definitely will recommend it. However, to me, it felt repetitive. It felt tiring, but that's just me alone. IC title fight, probably one of the better title fights we've seen in a long time on Monday Night Raw when it comes to the Intercontinental Championship. This was amazing. That's a must-see fight to watch. Of course, the storyline with the women and the title, I think that definitely gets a little bit of a look-see, but not too much. Tag teams, I mean, all right. If you feel like if you feel like you deserve to see it, go ahead. I'm not gonna say yes or no on that, but the main event definitely a must see, must watch. If you can, if go out of your way, watch it on YouTube, watch it any on the network if they got it. I know nowadays USA On Demand actually has Monday Night Raw replays on their devices. So if you got like Fios or Cox like I do, and I don't know if they have it on if they got like an on-demand service with DirecTV or Dish. If they do, go out of your way, watch this. This was an amazing match. No doubt about it. Forgive me for backing out as quickly as I can because I just found out some breaking news that I can use on the Mikey's Mindset for tomorrow night. I'm not tipping my hand tonight, so 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Mike Bullock, go ahead. I gotta get my sources right now and find out what's going on here. There's some major breaking news, so just bear with me.
All right, 7.5 to 8 out of 10 is my rating. I mean, I thought they did a good job with this this edition of Raw. I mean, you did have some cutouts, but I mean, the matches that really wound me, of course, the steel cage match with Big Show and Braun Strowman. The IC title fight I thought was good, and I thought the tag team match I thought was good as well. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's really nothing more else to say. So, 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Didi Whitson, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'll agree. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Yeah, there's some low points. Yeah, if you're a person like Fletch and I who don't really care too much for, the screwy endings where you have people interfering and stuff like that. I mean, that I won't recommend the matches that have that in it. But other than that, I mean, it was a very good show, very newsworthy. I will continue to say that Roman needs to work on promos, and I think that's why they got him in with Cena. So not much more I have to say about it. Won't be here tomorrow night due to work commitments, so I will let you all know as soon as I get my next schedule, and I will see you all soon. Good night, guys.
All right, Didi, we'll see you soon, and we wish our best to you and the family, and as always, and see you soon. All right. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I agree with the rating. Tonight's Raw was a really solid show, continuing the build to Reigns and Cena, and of course setting up Braun as the next legit threat to Lesnar, adding more matches to No Mercy, while also giving us some good wrestling in there. I mean, the steel cage match obviously was the fight of the night, no doubt about it. You had a solid tag team match with Ambrose and Rollins and the Good Brothers. Surprisingly good match with John Cena and Jason Jordan. I did not expect that thing to be really anything good. I thought Cena was gonna maybe bury Jordan, but they actually made Jordan look good, so I'll give him credit for that. And then that Strange Bedfellows women's tag match, that was a solid match as well. The only real low points for this show, I recommend everything on the show. Um, the only things I would not recommend, the Balor Wyatt segment, that was blech as always. The 6-man cruiserweight match, skip that, and also skip Sheamus and Cesaro against Slater and Rhino. Other than those 3 low points, everything else definitely check out. So yes, 7.5 to 8 out of 10. And the No Mercy card, I mean, it's taking shape right now. Of course, we know Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. We got Roman Reigns and John Cena. I mean, that's going to be a show stealer, no question about it. Ambrose and Rollins against Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag team titles. Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, and Emma 4-way for the women's championship. And then Adrian Neville against the winner of that 5-way for the Cruiserweight Championship. That's going down as well. Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. I mean, looking like a solid show here. That's all I can say about that. So City of Angels, get ready, September 24th. That's all we can say there. So yes, very good Monday Night Raw tonight. One of the better holiday show efforts. I mean, usually they phone it in on holiday shows. But now is the time where we got to keep striking while the iron is hot, putting on these very solid, newsworthy shows week in and week out. And especially now that next week marks the return of Monday Night Football, especially the Monday Night Football doubleheader, when you have the New Orleans Saints squaring off against the Minnesota Vikings and the now Los Angeles Chargers squaring off against the Denver Broncos. 2 solid matchups there. So WWE has definitely got to do something to counteract that. So let this installment of the Monday Night War commence, and I for one cannot wait. Because to have Monday Night Raw and Monday Night Football, oh my, that's going to be hella fun. Okay, Tony's Take Time, and we got 205 Live. We also have Impact Wrestling, and I can honestly say a little bit of a step back for 205 Live, and a bit of a step up for Impact Wrestling, if I'm going to be real honest. And so let's get into 205 Live. Of course, I'll get into the announcement afterward. We started with the no disqualification match. The Brian Kendrick against Jack Gallagher. The Brian Kendrick wins it in 7 minutes and 35 seconds. This was the fight of the night. 3 stars. This was good. They worked with a great sense of urgency, and I felt they played the stipulation very well. I love serious Jack Gallagher, and it was great to see Kendrick not clowning around like he had been. There was no messing around here. It was all action with both guys trying to brutalize each other. I'm not a fan of the feud overall, but I liked this as it was different than the usual 205 Live match. The finish was likely rushed due to Gallagher getting busted open, and oh boy, did he get busted open. My goodness, he had a lot of stitches put in, but it was a strong heel finish. Rich Swann against Arya Daivari. Rich Swann wins the match, 4 minutes, 13 seconds. 2-star match. It was really all to advance Swann and TJP, where TJP could take credit for Swann winning while exposing TJP as a liar and that he's avoiding Swann. Then you had that 6-man cruiserweight match. Enzo Amore, Cedric Alexander, Gran Metalik against Noam Dar, Tony Nese, and Drew Gulak. The Enzo team wins it in 10 minutes and 4 seconds. This match I thought was a little bit better than what we saw on Raw tonight. It was a 2.25-star match on this. The gimmick with Enzo is that no one likes him. He's crap in the ring, and he had to cheat to win. Makes me think that someone like Alexander or another face eventually beats Neville for the title, so that maybe they could turn Enzo heel to eventually play off of all that. Match was solid, but completely unspectacular. 6 out of 10 is my rating. Show started out strong and high energy with the Gallagher-Kendrick match, but fell off after that, leading to an ultimately average show at best. I did like the next step in the Swann TJP feud, but there was nothing must-see on the show. Of course, the 5-way coming up tomorrow night. I already rehashed on that earlier, so we'll see how that goes. The winner will face Neville at No Mercy. And a change to the commentary table. Normally, it's Corey Graves with Vic Joseph, but now that Corey Graves is going to be working both Raw and SmackDown Live, in the event of JBL's departure. Nigel McGuinness is going to replace Corey Graves. Nigel McGuinness will be working alongside Vic Joseph for 205 Live effective tomorrow night. So for all of you fans of Nigel McGuinness, you not only will you get to see him on NXT, but you're also going to get to see him on 205 Live. So how about that? So that's all we can say there. So that all goes down tomorrow night. We'll see who goes on to face Neville at No Mercy. My money's on Enzo Amore. I think Enzo's going to be the one who goes over in that. Even though if I had it my way, I would have Cedric Alexander go after Neville next, because I feel Alexander deserves the opportunity more than anybody. So that's just my thought. So 6 out of 10. So now let's move on to Impact Wrestling from this past week. And coming off of that big win by Eli Drake becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. Let's see how it all went down. Just bear with me for a minute here. Okay. All right, I got it here. We started off with the championship celebration for the new champion Eli Drake with Chris Adonis, aka Chris Masters from the WWE. He was then interrupted by Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, and also Eddie Edwards, and then Jim Cornette eventually got involved, made a tag team match with Drake and Adonis against Edwards and Impact. And if Edwards or Impact get the win, they get to face Eli Drake for the title next week. Solid opening segment to play off of Drake's title win and to start to establish the GFW title scene. Then we had Falaba and Mario Baccara against the OVE. OVE wins the match, 2 minutes, 55 seconds. No rating to a dud. But it was another solid performance from OVE, which stands for Ohio versus everything. They have been fine so far, but I wouldn't say they've been overly impressive. At least they're building momentum. And then we had Petey Williams returning against Caleb Connolly. Petey Williams wins the match, 6 minutes and 5 seconds with, of course, the Canadian Destroyer. 2.5 stars, overall average, but cleanly worked match. Also a match that I felt failed to deliver an exciting and dominating reintroduction for Williams. It should have been booked as more of a showcase for Williams. Just my opinion. Congo Kong against the standby wrestler Richard Justice. Congo Kong wins in 49 seconds. No rating to a dud. Worst fight of the night. Squash. Nothing left to say. Here's an interesting match. Cowboy James Storm against Low Key. Low Key wins it. 9 minutes and 25 seconds. I believe I had this as my fight of the night. Am I right on this? Yes, this actually was my fight of the night. 3.25 stars. Good back and forth match. Crowd was into the near falls, but the interference added nothing. I wish they would just have done away with it, but that's the LAX routine. And then from there, they had this pre-taped interview segment with Bobby Lashley and that MMA top team, those top team guys, Dan Lambert and all them. And then the main event, Eli Drake, Chris Adonis against Eddie Edwards and Johnny Impact. Well, if any of you wanted to see Johnny Impact or Eddie Edwards get a title shot, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen because Eli Drake and Chris Adonis got the win. 25 minutes and 57 seconds. Second best fight of the night, 3 stars. Good main event. And while I like that they got time, it kind of went a little too long for me. I mean, the work was good. They all worked hard, but it really lacked the peaks and valleys that a very good or great tag match with the double hot tag would usually have. I honestly think if you trim the time, turn up the volume a bit, then it's much better. Drake winning was absolutely the right call following his title win last week. However, Jim Cornette came out and said, well, all right, Eli, you don't have to face Edwards or Impact. But next week, you will defend the World Heavyweight Championship, and you're going to defend it against, MF, you're going to love this, Matt Sydal. Sydal's getting a title shot next week. How about that, huh? Your boy, Evan Bourne. He's getting a title shot next week. This was a 6.25 to 6.5 out of 10 for me. They booked Eli Drake defending against Matt Sydal. an interesting women's tag team match: Allie and Gail Kim against Sienna and Taryn Terrell. And you're also going to have Trevor Lee and Caleb Conley against Petey Williams and Sanjay Dutt. EC3 is going to defend the Impact Grand Championship against Phantasma. And we'll see what happens. The Storm and Key match to me was the fight of the night. Main event was good. A lot of the rest of the show felt way too rushed, while the Lashley MMA angle is falling really flat. It doesn't feel as if it fits into the show. You could say there was a little too much of Cornette, but I still like him on there. OVE continue to be two guys in masks who they have given us no reason to care about, who are other than a pair of guys winning solid at best 2-minute matches. Commentary's all in on them, pushing them hard, but I just don't get it. Show is far from bad, but I was hoping after the big title change to Drake last week that they would come out more aggressively this week with a, hey, watch us, we're a must-see TV sort of show. So 6.25 to 6.5. That's the best I can go this week. Of course, coming up with Impact Wrestling, I pretty much laid out the groundwork, but I just want to make sure I have everything in order here. Jim Cornette will cut a promo. Watch for that. Sanjay Dutt and Petey Williams against Caleb Conley and Trevor Lee. LAX in a squash match against a couple of guys named John Boland and Zachary Wentz. Taryn Terrell and Sienna against Gail Kim and Allie. That Grand Championship match will take place. Ethan Carter III against El Hijo del Fantasma. The championship match with Eli Drake and Matt Sydal. And Bobby Lashley will cut a promo with America's Top Team. Ugh, get them away from me. Getting tired of those guys, just honest. So that all goes down Thursday night. You're going to have some flipping back and forth between that and the opening game of the NFL with the Chiefs and the Patriots. So, all right, that's it. Ridiculously Raw done for this week. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. So, to Michael Fletcher or Michael Bullock, whoever wants to start it off with your shout outs now, it's all yours. And then I'll save it for the exciting future content coming up. So, Bullock, it's yours.
All right, of course, we want to thank you all so very much for tuning in for another edition of Ridiculously Raw here on this Labor Day night, to say the very least. Of course, shout outs to all of our fans out there who continue to support our shows. You guys know what it is. Of course, Ridiculously Raw, Cerebral Smack Talk, and our Strictly Sports shows, College Football Thursday, NFL Friday. Of course, shout outs to our super fans out there. You guys know who you are. To our friends from our high school days, you guys know who you are. So, yeah, so tomorrow night, Cerebral Smack Talk. So until then, this is the Phenom Mike Bullock saying thank you all so very much for tuning in. And of course, you know the routine. Thumbs up, talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up, Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, and enjoy your Tuesday, everybody. Fletch, I give it to you.
Okay, yes, indeed. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the great fans for making this show as awesome as it is. You guys already know you guys are the best fans in the world. To the super fans, you guys know who you guys are. To the our friends in the junior high school days, you guys know who you guys are. 2184 crew, love you guys to death. All right. I got all the information I needed from the breaking news. Tomorrow night, I will have it exclusively on Braves Fan 95. I'm just working out some last-minute minor details on this breaking news, but I do have it for the gist of it. The producers wanted me to mute my mic, which I did while Tony was doing his Tony's Take, and they actually gave me all the information that it is, and it actually has to stem from something that we did last week on the Mikey's Mindset. So that's all I can tell. That's all I'm allowed to give. You gotta wait 10 o'clock tomorrow night for all the information. SmackDown Live, Ring of Honor. We got that breaking news as well. And that is it for the night. So until then, I'm Michael Fletcher. You know the routine. Hugs and hand pounds. I'm out. Have a good night. Anthony, it is all yours.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, MF. And of course, Special shout out to all of our tremendous fans and viewers out there who continue to make our shows as over as they are. We appreciate it as always. You are the best fans in the world. Dee Woodson, Kevin Woodson and the Woodson family, Matt Ward, Jason Hicksenbach, Danny Luttrell from the UK, Kaiser Butler, Megan Silva, Lexi Calloway, and of course Tommy Souza, Eric Carrier, Jimmy Alden, Al Bradison, Rob Parsons, and of course the man himself, Falcon Striker 445, the hardcore pipe bomb, Derek Ferreira, and say the rest of my shout outs for Friday night. And of course, you heard it, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., immediately following SmackDown Live, we'll be live on Braves Fan 95. That's MF channel for the Cerebral Smack Talk. We'll review SmackDown Live, the huge match, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura. The winner will face Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship sometime down the road. And of course, it also marks the SmackDown Live debut of one savior of misbehavior, Corey Graves. He's going to be replacing JBL on commentary, so get ready for some Kinshasa. And maybe and who knows, if we're really good, maybe we'll get a Shut Up Saxton. Man, I cannot wait for that. That's going to be all kinds of epic. I cannot wait. And of course, the big Mikey's Mindset, including the ROH, and of course, that big breaking news that MF's going to be sharing. I can't wait to hear what that's all about. Thursday night, we got college football Thursday. Some huge matchups that we're going to get into. Of course, the game of the week, Oklahoma and Ohio State. Oh my, is that going to be hella fun? And there are some other big matchups. And of course, the other huge game of the week, Stanford against USC. Man, that's going to be some fun. We'll go down all of that on Thursday. And then Friday night, of course, we got NFL Friday. We're going to run down the rest of the slate for week 1. Of course, the big headliner for next week, the Seattle Seahawks against the Green Bay Packers. That, to me, is the game of the week for week 1, if I'm going to be real honest with you. And that's it. And then next week, Ridiculously Raw. So that's it. So until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk, even it's your Ridiculously Over good brother, Anthony Floyer here. For Good Old MF, Michael Fletcher. For the Phenom, Michael Bullock. And in spirit, the Twisted Angel and First Lady of the Wrestling Forum, Dee Woodson. And Derek Ferreira, the Hardcore Pipe Bomb, Falcon Striker 445. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah, throw it up Fortune 4 style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed Tuesday. And until tomorrow night for the Cerebral Smack Talk over on MF channel, Brace 95. People watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 and YouTube.com. And remember, no matter what anyone tells you, wrestling is indeed actually real. Good night, everybody.